The cuffs are off. Things are getting serious. Let's see who broke again this time. Stay tuned.
I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Welcome back, AfterBuzzers. This is Temptation Island Season 2, Episode 2. The cuffs are off. Hi, everyone. I am your host, Missy Vernier. I love reality TV, and this is my second time hosting this show. And it's just me tonight, so it's just a solo dolo show. You know, I'm so excited to get into this episode. We're going to get into the girls and guys villa, the dates, the bonfire scene, and our special segment, which is Who Will Break Again? And then we're going to get into our news and gossip. So let's jump into our overall thoughts. So my overall thoughts, OMG, Ashley and KB. Oh my gosh, I just cannot believe. I kind of already knew something was going to jump off from episode 1, but wow, I am blown away. She went all in. Wow. So, all right, so let's get into topic 1, the girls' villa. So after when they had their, final goodbyes, the girls are all sad, and why is he leaving? Ashley had a whole meltdown, but it's okay. And, after that, the guys went back to their villa, kind of had some drinks with the ladies, which is okay, which is cool. The girls kind of had the same thing going on. And Ashley and KB snuck away. OMG, I'm so excited. So they're kind of like sitting down, talking, drinking. And usually when you're drinking and talking with a cute guy, things are just going to go a little sideways, but that's okay. And so let's kind of talk about the girls' villa. So, they mostly highlighted Ashley and KB, but in the guys' villa, Rick and Medea had a time together. They were talking to each other, and she was kind of explaining to Rick, like, yeah, I really like you. I'm digging you. I really like your vibe. And she also explained to us that when she likes a guy, she bites her lip. Okay, girl. And then Kate also, jumping back to the girls' villa, Kate was also explaining how to the guys that she kind of has her guard up. She's not really ready to talk to other guys in the house, but that's okay because her boyfriend just left, so that's all right. And so Ashley and KB, man, I was not expecting that. Well, I was, but wasn't. I didn't know she was going to go that far into that whole thing. But as I'm just excited to see what's going to happen just with the girls' villa, and especially to see if someone's going to kind of go and follow Ashley's footsteps. So I just want to say thank you so much, guys, for watching AfterBuzz TV. Thank you for making us the ESPN of TV talk. For us to continue to grow, we need your help. So please subscribe on YouTube, give us a rating on iTunes, and leave us a comment. Also, make sure to jump in that live chat and we will give you a fan shout out. All right, guys, so let's move on to topic 2, which is the selection of the dates. So I just think it's so crazy on this show how Temptation Island makes the couples picks their dates in front of their boyfriend or girlfriend. That whole thing is bonkers to me. It's wild. So, let's go with the girls' dates first. So Kate picks Dominique, and she said she picked Dominique because they have similar interests. They're both very fit and they like to work out. So that's kind of why she picked him. Ashley picked KB because, that night they went all the way. And you kind of already know that she wanted to have a date with him one-on-one. And I'm actually happy she picked KB because, yes, they did get drunk. Yes, they did have sex, but I think she actually wants to talk to him and really get to know him and kind of feel his energy, which she already does, but I think this kind of solidify them as a couple. So I really wasn't surprised by her choice. And then Ashley H picked Deke, which I also think he's a good guy, especially they have a good vibe with each other. They have good conversations. And then Asanika picked Kareem. And I'm actually kind of surprised by her choice just because during kind of when the girls are at the house, I never really see her talking to him. Maybe a little bit, but not a lot, I guess, continuously. So that was exciting. And then that's how that all went. And I think it's so funny because the guys will talk about who the girls picked. And I think that's kind of just competitive nature, which I love. So on the flip side, David picked Carrie as his date, and he just said, when Mark asked him, why did you pick Carrie? He said, oh, we really don't have a connection. But he just said that because his girl was sitting right next to him. So that would be really awkward if he said, oh, like he picked her because he likes her. And then Rick picked Medina, which is, not as, we kind of already expected that too, because they already kind of have that one-on-one time. And then Casey picked Kate. And Ashley had a comment about that, of course. And she said he likes short girls. And then Gavin picked Tatina, I think that's how you pronounce her name. So, he's kind of like dipping in. He's trying to see what else is out there. And it was like funny because, Mark is kind of like an instigator when they pick the dates. And so he was like, Rick, how do you feel about Ashley picking KB? And he was like, oh, the cuffs are off. So, the cuffs are off. Ashley was hurt by that. She was like, that stung. That stings. Oh, my gosh. So that was a whole thing. And, I think that's kind of what drew her to be closer to KB, especially when Rick said that. So that was kind of sad. So let's move forward to the dates themselves. So Ashley and KB went on a yacht, and they went on like a whole like boat scene, like all the girls with their with their dates, and they kind of had that one-on-one time talking to them. Kate was with Dominique, so he kind of was trying to like nudge at her and see like if there was a connection. He asked if she wanted to marry David, and she said of course, like love of her life. So I think that was kind of like a hard question to ask, but I feel like most of the dates kind of like went well. Ashley H was really feeling Deke. She really liked his vibe and everything. Asanika and Kareem was kind of like nudging in on their relationship. He was asking her like kind of super interpersonal questions about Kareem and about Gavin and like how he is as a person. So, and Asanika really didn't give in to that. I don't think she's ready to kind of open up. And then Ashley, she was with her man, KB. I feel like Rick is not even her man anymore. It's KB now. He said it. He locked her up, throw away the key. She is his, and that's all the story. That's all it is. And then so David and Carrie, at first they were.
Missy? Could I jump in right there? Like that last comment that you just said, someone had a question in the chat. So Chuck Williams said Ashley was just a number to him, and I'm assuming she's talking about KB. I was wondering, what were your thoughts on that?
Man, I feel like Ashley really likes KB, especially. They have that vibe and they really like each other. I think KB is kind of just I feel like he might be taking advantage of Ashley because he is on the island, and maybe he just wants a nice bed to sleep in.
Yeah. Well, shout out to Chuck Williams for the question. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, so many questions. Yes. Amy Wee said the cuffs comment was shady, but she took it too far. I definitely agree with that. She did take it a little bit too far, especially with the fact that they're still technically together, but not. But then they're still on the island. So I feel like that's a hard one to say. But she did say the reason why she slept with KB was that, Rick did say that the cuffs were off. So I think she just was over it. So, so the dates were, wow, that was definitely a tough one for sure. I definitely agree. I feel like Rick and Medina definitely, had a connection on their date. They were holding hands. She definitely was pushing on the questions of like, kind of teasing him about the proposal. Like, oh, it feels like you're taking me on you're going to propose to me. And he didn't, bite that at all. So that's good for him. He kind of still has, maybe it's too soon for Rick. But I feel like most of the dates, they were kind of just getting to know everyone and getting to know their date personally. So, but the most one that's, was fascinating with me was just KB and Ashley. That was wild. And yeah, that was a doozy for sure. Okay, so let's move on to the last topic, the bonfire. Man, this was a crazy one for sure. And they always give the cliffhangers. And so the girls all come out and, Mark is telling them like, this is just a segment of what you're going to see. It's not the whole conversation. So don't, get all excited. And so, Ashley H is very emotional, which is fine because, that's her man and she feels like she should be emotional for him. And so when he sees Casey getting a lap dance, she's like, oh my gosh, like, what is going on? I don't like another woman on my man. That's not okay with me. So she's definitely super emotional. And I think in that moment, maybe that was a turn for her on the island, because she kind of wants to do her own thing after seeing that and seeing that Casey was so having like maybe a single life. So that was definitely upsetting to Ashley for sure. And then Kate seeing David with the connection with Casey. Casey. David is just, she just says like David really opened up to her. And she was like, I've been asking that for a while now, and he just really doesn't give it to me. So I think that was also hard for her to watch, especially. Then Asanika seeing Gavin. She was just saying how the way he talks about her is just not the greatest. And maybe it's a poor choice of words. And she just, when he said he doesn't see his date, Tatiana, she asked him, do you see yourself marrying Asanika? And he was like, at this moment, I don't know. So I feel like that really kind of hurt Asanika especially. And last but not least, Ashley saw Rick holding Medina's hand. And I feel like I think she was more so upset about her actions than Rick. So that's for sure what I think was Ashley was thinking. Let's see what everyone's saying in the live chat.
Yeah, could I jump in real quick?
Yeah, go for it.
So earlier, Amy Wee had a few questions.
Okay.
And one of the things that she pointed out, she said, thoughts on how far is too far in this show? I was kind of curious, like, what you thought about that, because this seems like such an extreme, like, show as far as like dating and relationships. So what do you think is like technically too far in this show?
Especially that Ashley did come here with her boyfriend. I feel like she did cross over the line, especially on the first night. Like that to me is like, wow. Like I think maybe she's always felt that way about Rick. So now that they're on the island and there's like this cute guy in front of her face, maybe that was just her moment of like, I'm leaving this relationship. So maybe she just had it all planned out. So who knows?
Yeah. And let me jump to another one. Amy, we also said this season is much more explicit. Do you have any thoughts on like the explicitness of this season? I
love it because it's very raw and it shows you that like this happens in real life. And I feel like if you put it on a show, I feel it's just more kind of like relatable, I guess. And it could also just be like sort of you're not that explicit in life. It could be as like a fantasy, I guess. But man, I like it. The rawness and like the realness, I feel like it just gives a much more relatable take maybe for millennials for sure.
Gotcha. That makes sense. I could agree with that.
Yeah.
So shout out to Amy Wee for that.
Yay. Shout out Amy. Yay. Thanks for watching. Okay. So let's get on to the guys' bonfire session. So Rick in the car on the way there, which I noted this because I thought he kind of predicted the bonfire. He was like, I won't see much from Ashley. And I thought that was funny because I was like, oh, you have no idea. So they picked Casey first, and Casey wasn't really threatened by Ashley's, moment on the bonfire. He kind of just was like, I've heard this before over and over again. I don't understand her emotions, he doesn't understand why she's so insecure about a certain situation with his other girlfriend or ex-girlfriend. So he heard it, done it. He doesn't care about it. So he wasn't really too shocked with Ashley's. And then David, he was thinking like Kate's action was on her date was kind of innocent. Like, yeah, he didn't like her date, Dominique, putting the sunblock on her, but he was like, it wasn't enough for him to be like, oh, I'm totally upset. And then Gavin, when Kareen was kind of like butting in on their relationship, he was like, I'm actually proud of Asanika's answers, and she really didn't get into all the drama with their relationship. And they didn't get to show Rick, but we'll talk about his in the predictions segment. Okay, guys, so let's go into our special segment, which is called Who Will Break Again? Okay, guys, this also kind of wraps in with our predictions as well, so might as well talk about them both. So, who will break again? That is the number one question we all want to know. Last episode, I said Ashley, and I was right. Well, Ashley, Rick's girl, Ashley. But I thinking on the guys, I don't think any of the girls, obviously Ashley already broke, but the guys, I'm thinking Casey might kind of try. Or maybe not. What do you guys think? Let's see what you guys are saying in the comments. Wow, you guys have a lot to say. Amy Wee also said, Rick did not see much of Ash. She was under the covers. True, she was under the covers, so he didn't really see much of her actions at all. So the next person, Josh Sheldon, hey, do you think with the confessional KB just wanted to sleep with one of the girls to show he's an alpha male, saying he's a captain now? Good point. I love that. I think, yeah, that could be also a prediction too. Maybe that could be saying the guy's like, look, I run things now because I'm with Ashley. That could be it. But I think he definitely has feelings towards Ashley, and she kind of jumped in on him, like especially the second episode. But who will break again? Let's get back. Who will break again? I think Casey will definitely break again for sure. I kind of feel like after seeing Ashley's kind of bonfire segment, he's like, why is she talking about the same thing? Like, let's talk about real stuff. Maybe that could be it. Yeah, so just stay tuned to our next episode. That could be something to look forward to for sure. All right, guys. Oh, someone thinks Terrence Matthews thinks Ashley H will break. She might break. Yeah, she could, for sure. After seeing that lap dance, yeah, totally. She's probably like, I'm so much, and she did say she's so much better than him. So yeah, I totally agree. Thank you, Terrence, for tuning in. All right, guys, let's move into our news segment. News and gossip. Okay, guys, so KB, after we just got done talking about him, he actually has his own clothing line called Ego Maniac, and you guys can follow his clothing line at _ego and then maniac, but he doesn't spell it like maniac. It's like well, I'll do it all together, _EGOMANIAK. So you could follow his clothing line there, and he just dropped a new collection this Friday, October 18th. So it's a new line that's coming out. Way to go, KB. Okay, looks nice. Muscle shirt and everything. Wow, guys, this was such a great show. I just want to do a couple more fan shout-outs before I leave for the evening. Rick better break, says Chuck Williams. Wow. Just Sheldon said, Rick better wild out in this house. He was like, also, Just Sheldon said, I don't respect KB, sorry. You don't respect him? Why not? Oh, so mean. But it's just getting into the episode, guys. We got a couple more shows to do. But I just want to say thanks so much, guys, for tuning in on this episode. Thanks so much for watching me on The Cuffs Are Off, guys. Thank you so much. You guys can follow me at Missy Vernier on all social media platforms and YouTube. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys, and thank you for your comments. Buzz you later.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.